वृषभान् प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Madhurya Kadambini series in the morning. Let us recite the first two Mangalacharan verses. Ridva prenava bhakti shasya vitate sanjeevani swagama rambe kamatapatarudahdamani विश्वापगुल्लासिनी धूरान्मे मरुशाकिनोऽपि सरसि भावाय भूयात् प्रभु श्रीचैतन्यकृपानिरङ्कुशमः माधुर्यकादम्बिनी श्रीचैतन्यकृपानिरङ्कुशमः माधुर्यकादम्बिनी श्रीचैतन्यकृपानिरङ्कुशमः माधुर्यकादम्बिनी भक्तिपूर्वः श्रितातां तु रसं पश्येद्यदात्तधि तं नौमि सततं रूपः नाम priyam janam hare. So yesterday we were discussing the third paragraph, which is the sadhana bhakti attributes kleshagni and shubhada. So what klesha means, the causes of suffering are destroyed, and what are they? Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, Pancha Klesha. These are the Panch Kleshas. And then there is the sufferings in the form of, the reactions of our actions, sinful or pious, whatever it is. Prarabdha, Prarabdha, Ruda, Bhija, Papamada, Tanmaya, Eva. So Ruda also is Kutam. So this is Kleshagni, which is one of the leaves which is compared. And Shubhani means Durvishaya Vaitashna Bhagavad Vishaya Satrishna Anukula Kripa Kshama Satya Saralya Samya Dhairya Gambira Manadat Amanitva Sarva Saubhagyatvadaya Gunascha Sarvair Gunesh Satra Samasate Sura Iti Trishya Geya. So this is, the manifestation of auspicious qualities. So yesterday we quite in detail discussed these five types of kleshas and uh, how one becomes absorbed in the avidya potency of the Lord, which is different manifestations of these five things, and how the bhakti destroys suffering in the form of sinful reactions. And this goes through four stages from Ar Prarabdha to Kutam to Bijam to Falonmukam or Prarabdha. And bhakti destroys both Prarabdha as well as Aprarabdha. Bhakti destroys avidya. We saw this verse. And bhakti destroys even Prarabdha. Yannamadeha Shravananu Kirtanad. Now we will discuss the second part of it, which we could not discuss yesterday, that what is the Shubhani? Shubhani refers to the quality such as disinterest in material affairs, Durvishay Vaitashna, interest in the Lord, Bhagavad Vishay Satrishna Anukula, and then serving the Lord favorably, Anukulya, mercifulness, Kripa. forgiveness, Shama, Satya, truthfulness, Saralya, straightforwardness, Samya, evenness in temper, Dhairya, Gambhirya, steadiness, gravity, Gambhirya, respectfulness, Manata, humility, Amanitva, and all good fortune, and so on. Sarva Saubhagatyadeo Gunasya. Sarve Gune Satra Samasati Sura Itya Adi Drishya Geya. The Bhagavad says all good qualities of the Lord as well as the demigods reside within the devotees. So we saw this verse that all the good qualities of the Lords along with the demigods here. It should be very clear. Now, a little more in detail about this. The fruit of sadhana bhakti is that avidya, klesha, prarabdha, and other sins are destroyed, and all good qualities appear in a devotee. The characteristics of bhakti is known as Shubhada. Sarvamana, Sarvamaha Guna Guna, Guna Gana, Vaishnava Sharire, Krishna Bhakte, Krishna Raguna, Sakala Sanchare. All good qualities dwell in the body of a Vaishnava. Sarva Mahaguna Gana Vaishnava Sharire. All the qualities of Krishna exist in the devotee of Krishna. Now, this is very important that Krishna Bhakte Krishnera Guna. In Krishna Bhakta, Krishna's qualities, Sakala Sanchare. So, Krishna has qualities. There are the 64 qualities of Krishna, but the first 50 qualities are present even in the jivas, but that too bundu bindu matra kvachit. They are in small quantities. So not qualitative, quantity wise, but quality wise, these qualities manifest, the 50 qualities which are mentioned. And there are degrees also of these qualities which manifest. So we have to understand that very clearly. It doesn't mean that all the qualities, 64 qualities of Krishna manifest in the devotee. No, it is only the 50 qualities, and that too to small degrees. These are available. They are, there in Krishna in very, very, vast degrees, as good as vast as an ocean. A devotee who attains even the slight taste in hearing and chanting of Lord's names, fames, qualities, and pastimes automatically becomes disinterested in miserable material form, taste, smell, and so on. So this is one of the quality. And what was this mentioned by Vishwanath Chakra Thakur? Anyone knows? Anyone remembers? What did Vishwanath Chakra Thakur exactly use the term? What did he say? What did he say? What was the Sanskrit term he used? Bir Krish Prabhuji, yes.
It's a Bhajaneshu Spriha, Prabhu.
This is Bhajaneshu Spruha. We have already, Shubhani, he says, Durvishay Vaitishna. Durvishay Vaitishna. Just now we read here, you see. Durvishaya Vaitishna. So there is a natural distaste for, material forms, material taste, material smells. How many of us have developed that little degree, or still are, swinging in both directions? There is a natural, automatically, it's mentioned. What to speak of material enjoyment, even the bliss of Brahman realization also becomes very insignificant for him. Now, this is very interesting. Whether, we are becoming free from bhoga vritti, both gross and subtle. Is that happening? Very, very important to know whether it is happening, and still we have that bhoga vritti either in subtle forms, rasaswad, as in the Nishta stage it will be described. So even the bliss of Brahman becomes completely tuchya. It becomes tuchya. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Ek Jan Pai, Brahmalok Adi Sukha Tara Nahi Bhoy. Anyone who gains even a whiff of the lotus feet of Krishna, Pada Padma Gandha, is not even interested in the bliss of Brahman anymore. All the desires of deity are gradually centered on the lotus feet of the Lord. So all his desires, Tvayi me ananya vishaya, then favorable service to the Lord becomes the very life of the devotee. You know, so you can see how Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhagavat Vishaya Satrishna happens, and then Anukulya. So there's a gradual progression happening here. The thought of giving pleasure to his worshipful Lord always illuminates the temple of his heart. By the grace of Bhakti Devi, the heart of the practicing devotee is always filled with thoughts favorable to Krishna and creates a wonderful beauty within the temple of his heart. Then compassion, forgiveness, truthfulness, honesty, equal mindedness, patience, gravity, respectfulness, pridelessness, and all other fortune qualities begin to shine brightly within the heart of the practicing devotee and shower it with their own pleasant nectar streams. So, these qualities which are mentioned, please note now, you know, these qualities, my pen, notebook, just a minute. These qualities which are now mentioned, these are spiritual qualities. These are spiritual qualities. And, or you can say divine qualities. Divine means spiritual here. There are also compassion in the mode of goodness. There is truthfulness in the mode of goodness. If somebody is, in the mode of goodness, he can be truthful, and he might, you know, he might be, diving in that quality of goodness. But that is born out of goodness. So in the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, verses 1 to 3, Daivi and Asuri Sampad Vibhag Yoga is there. You know? So the Daivi gunas are mostly in the mode of goodness. Please understand this. And the Asuri in the mode of tamas. This is favorable for liberation, but this is not favorable. This is bondage. But the divine qualities, which are, these are born out of bhakti, Shuddha bhakti. And especially this is described in the Bhagavad Gita 12 point. Today my handwriting is not at all good. I'm still getting used to how to write in this pad, which is not my regular practice. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita, this is 12.13 to 20 BG. Too thick. So this is where, the divine spiritual qualities, these are born out of, these are born out of Shuddha Bhakti. This we have to be having very clear. But these are born out of the mode of goodness. That's the difference. That's the difference. I hope you are able to clearly get this point. So, it's very difficult to distinguish, whether a devotee who is practicing bhakti, he might be practicing mish bhakti and he might show these qualities. He is naturally having the culture of respect at home and he is following that, and which is also good, which is favorable for his practice of Shuddha Bhakti. But with the practice of Shuddha Bhakti, when he becomes Trunadapi Sunichena, then the humility of the soul will manifest. And there is naturally that soul is humble and he is respectful. So there is difference between that. And one born being respectful, born out of a culture which is there is the qualities are manifesting because of the mode of goodness. So that is the point I want to make. A Vaishnava's heart is thus a storehouse of all good qualities. Sriman Mahaprabhu says to Sanatan Goswami, Ei sab guna hoy Vaishnava lakshan, sabako ho na joy kori dikadarshan, kripalo akrita droha satya sarasama, nirdosha vadanya mrudu suchi akinchana, sarvopakaraka shanta krishne ka sharanam, akama aniha stira vijita shadguna, मितबुक अप्रमत्त मानद अमानी गंभीर करुणा मैत्र kavi daksha mauni. So these are the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, which is discussed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhilila. So all these qualities manifest, but we should see for the primary symptom, primary quality among these 26 qualities. What is the primary quality one should see? Anyone knows? What is the primary quality one should see? Anyone knows among these 26 qualities? Anyone who knows this? What is the primary quality? The primary symptom. There are these 26 qualities which are narrated by Mahaprabhu. Among these, Kripalo, Akrita, Droha, Satya, Sara, Sama, Nirdosha, Vadanya, Mrudu, Suchi, Akinchana, Sarvopakara, Shanta, Krishneka, Sharana, Akama, Aniha, Stira, Vichita, Shadguna, Mitabuk, Apramatta, Manada, Manina, Gambira, Karuna, Maitra, Kavi, Daksha, and Mauni. Among these, Prasanna Lakshmi Mataji, yes. Yes, Prasanna Lakshmi Mataji. What is that quality?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Jiva Daya, so it's compassion, Prabhuji.
But here, where is Jiva Daya? Kripalu,
So
okay.
that quality of compassion.
Compassion, okay, okay. Nandini Mataji.
Haribol Prabhuji, it's Krishna Ekka Sharana.
It is Krishneka Sharanam. And if he has this one quality that he surrendered to Krishna, and although he doesn't manifest these other qualities, other 25 qualities, again, it is so bad. I am not able to. He doesn't manifest these 25 qualities, doesn't matter. They are there in a subtle form, because, everyone is coming from a different background. But gradually, with the practice of Shuddha Bhakti, he will manifest these qualities, But we should see for this one quality, Krishna Sharanam. That's very important for us to understand. Okay? So that's the point. Now, regarding these qualities, I'm just taking a detour, and this is very important for us to know that one who is practicing Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti has developed good qualities similar to qualities of Krishna. Because, the Chaitanya Charitamrita verse also we quoted, it is mentioning that Krishna Guna Bhakte Sakala Bhakta, what is that verse? Krishna Bhakta Krishnera Guna Sakala Sanchari. So, one who's practicing Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti has to develop the good qualities similar to the qualities of Krishna. Now, these qualities of Krishna are described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu southern division. The eastern division is first, southern division is two. In the first wave, that is Vibhava, verses 274 onwards. Ye Satyavakya ityadya riyam rimana itya antima guna prokta krishnasya bhakteshu te vigyaya manishibi. The learner understand the qualities of Krishna from truthful. Quality 8. Ye Satyavakya Ityadya, from beginning from 8 to bashful quality 36. Rimana are also present in the devotees of Krishna. So these are also present in the devotees of Krishna, and this is what also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in this fourth paragraph is saying. This is a significant discovery. Why? Because we know that there is difference between Ashuddha Bhakti and Shuddha Bhakti. And furthermore, we also know that there is a difference between Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, Shuddha Bhava Bhakti, and Shuddha Prema Bhakti. If we consider our engagement in Ashuddha Bhakti to be step 0, then there are 3 steps in Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, Shuddha Bhava Bhakti, Shuddha Prema Bhakti. How do I know if I or someone else has upgraded from Ashuddha Bhakti to the stage of Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti? That is from Mishra Bhakti to Shuddha Bhakti, and within Shuddha Bhakti there is Sadhana Bhakti. So how do I know? Before dealing with that, it should be noted that Srila Rupa Goswami has stated in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that there are 6 features of Shuddha Bhakti. There are 6 characteristics of Uttama Bhakti. And that at the stage of Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, one will experience the first 2 of these 6 features. At the stage of Shuddha Bhava Bhakti, one will experience the first 4 of these 6 features. And at the stage of Shuddha Prema Bhakti, one will experience all those 6 features. So here also, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has made it very clear that Sadhana Bhakti gives 2 leaves simultaneously. Please remember that. And that we are going to discuss now further in the 5th paragraph. There is simultaneous Kleshagni and Shubhada manifest. They are the 2 leaves. They are compared to the 2 leaves, we know. The upper and the lower is Raga and Vaidhi, that is different. But simultaneously 2 leaves manifest. 2 characteristics of Sadhana Bhakti are Kleshagni and Shubhada. Now, what are those 6 features of Shuddha Bhakti? They are Kleshagni, Shubhada, Moksha Laguta, Krit Sudurlabha, Sandranand Visheshatma, Shri Krishna, Karshani Chasa. The characteristics of Shuddha Bhakti are that it destroys suffering, bestows auspiciousness. Klesh Agni Shubhadha makes liberation insignificant, Moksha Lagutakrit, and is rarely attained. Bhava Bhakti is rarely attained, Sudurlabha. Is composed of special concentrated bliss, Sandrananda Visheshatma, and it attracts Krishna. Shri Krishna Akarshani Cha Sa. The second feature of Shuddha Bhakti, please remember, it is not the feature of Mishra Bhakti. It is the characteristics of Shuddha Bhakti. The second feature of Shuddha Bhakti is that it bestows auspiciousness. Srila Rupa Goswami explains what this means. Shubha Dattvam. Shubhani Prinanam Jagat Sarva Jagatam Anuraktata Sadguna Sukam Ityadini Akhyani Manishibi. Next, the second unique characteristic of Uttam Bhakti, namely it bestowing auspiciousness, is discussed. Shubhani. What does Shubhani means? Prinanam. Sarva Jagata Anurakta. It's very pleasing. And everyone, you are attached to all the devotees, and all the devotees are attached to you. And this is first. This is the second, Jagat Sarva Prince. Sadguna, good qualities, which these Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and happiness, Sukham. Happiness is not of, Swarga happiness or Brahmanda happiness. It is Bhakti happiness. So these are, and then there are other items. The wise explain that having affection for all living entities, Prinanam, being an object of everyone's affection, Jagat Anurakta, possessing good qualities, Sadguna. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has been focusing in this paragraph on Sadguna. Being happy, happiness is, born out of not, having nice prasadam and feeling blissful or Brahmananda, but it is happiness in serving Krishna. And so are the items of auspicious. Did you notice possessing good qualities here? Sadguna. This implies that when one comes to the stage of Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti, one develops certain good qualities. Which good qualities exactly? Srila Rupa Goswami himself has enlisted them elsewhere in the same Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Rupa Goswami has mentioned, these good qualities are the ones we mentioned at the beginning the qualities of Krishna from truthful, quality 8 to quality 36. So these are the qualities 8 to 36. Satyavakya priyam vada, bhavaduka, supandito buddhiman, pratibhavanvita, vidagdaschaturo daksha, kritagya, sudridavrata, deshakala supatragya, shastra chakshu suchirvashi, stirodhanta shamoshila, gambira dritiman shama, vadanya dharmika surah, Karunamanyamankrit Dakshino Viniriman. So these are the qualities. Truthful, speaks in a pleasing manner, eloquent, very learned, intelligent, intellectually creative, aesthetic, clever, skillful, grateful, keeps his vows, knowledgeable about proper time, place, and person, sees through the eyes of scripture, pure, self-controlled, persevering, patient, tolerant, inscrutable, peaceful, impartial, generous, religious, heroic, compassionate, karuna, respectful, those worthy of respect, gracious, modest, and bashful. So Srila Prabhupada also mentions in his NOD these qualities. I'm not going to read that. These 29 qualities of Lord Krishna appear in those who upgrade from Ashuddha Bhakti to Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. They continue to manifest in them as they upgrade further to Shuddha Bhava Bhakti and Shuddha Prema Bhakti. So they manifest to higher and higher degrees. So that is the point which I wanted to cover, to just know whether we are practicing a Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti or Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. That is to know through these qualities. So any questions you have up till now about this Shubhada, which we discussed, Shubhani? Any questions, any clarifications? One hand has been raised. Yes, Bir Krish Babuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, this earlier mentioned 26 divine qualities, and this now 29 this qualities. These are, I mean, similar quality, Prabhu, or I mean, it is overlap or how it is?
It's the same. The number is different. That's it. Krishna, if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, he might quote maybe, I don't know, 20 in the 13 to 20th verse of the 12th chapter. I don't know how many other. Mahaprabhu quotes 26, but in the 64 qualities, I mentioned 50. So all these 50 qualities, but here, generally from Rupa Goswami is saying that these qualities from starting from 8 to 32, that comes to 29 qualities, they also are there in a devotee of Krishna. That's what he says. So this is different classifications of these qualities, numbers, but these are different ways of analyzing things. But you should not too much you have to understand that they are from different perspectives explained. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. Any other questions anyone else has up till now? Okay, so now we'll come to the fifth discussion. What happened? Fifth discussion. Uneven development in devotion in removal of inauspiciousness, kleshagni, and attainment of auspicious, shubhani. So he goes now into a little more detail about these two leaves, which is kleshagni and shubhada, and he speaks here. Bhakti pareshanubhava viraktiranyatra chaishatrite kala, Bhagavad Puran 11 to 42. इत्य उक्त प्रकारेण युगपद अपि प्रवृत्तयोर अपि तयो पत्रिकयोर उद्गम तारतम्येन तत्तद अशुभ निवृत्ति शुभ प्रवृत्ति तारतम्याद अस्ति एव क्रम इति च अति सूक्ष्मो दुर्लक्षोपि तद तद कार्य दर्शन लिंगेन सुधीभिर अवसीयते. Shastra says devotion, realization of the Lord, and detachment of the objects other than the Lord, all these symptoms simultaneously appear in a devotee. 11 to 42. Bhakti pareshanubhava virakti anyatra chaisha trite kala prabadhamanas yata ashnata ashris tushti pushti shuddhapaino nughasam. This verse confirms the simultaneous appearance of the two leaves, Kleshagni and Shubhada, in the wine of devotion. Iti ukta prakarena yugapad. So now what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is saying, that there are these two leaves which simultaneously appear in Shuddha Sadhana Bhakti. What is that? Kleshagni and Shubhada. Now he makes another point. Although they appear simultaneously and there is simultaneous destruction of inauspiciousness and there is a manifestation of these qualities, although the two leaves appear simultaneously, there is a difference in the process of the subtle destruction of distress and the appearance of auspiciousness. There is a subtle, difference. Api tayo prakrit patrikayor udgam tarattamyena tad ashubhani nivrittani shubha pravritta tarattamyad asti eva krama. This difference is due to the appearance of greater or lesser qualities of the two symptoms. Being very subtle, sa cha ati sukshma, it is very difficult to see. Durlakshopi, but learned scholars, Sudhibir, Avisiyate, have ascertained this fact by observing the process of appearing of these two qualities. Tat karya darshan lingena sadhubir avasiyate. So they can see this. So this verse is quoted. Now here, it's very important that we understand here bhakti. Let's recite this verse first. Here bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatra chaisha trikaeka kalah prapadyamanas yatashnatah syas tushti pushti shuddhapaino ghasam. Devotion, bhakti, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, para isha anubhava, detachment from all other things, virakti. Anyatra chaisha trita ekakala. All these occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of Krishna. Prapadyamanasya. In the same way, yatha, that pleasure, fullness of the stomach and relief from hunger, tushti, pushti, shuddhapayana, are experienced simultaneously with each bite for a person engaged in eating. Ashnata syu. This is the point. Now here bhakti, as I was trying to make the point, is prema. Because at prema there is the realization of the Lord. This is direct realization. And there is virakti. There is complete detachment from matter. From matter. And here virakti is also the quality which manifests at bhava. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janeti Ashu Gairagyam Jnanam Yad Ahetukam. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janeti Ashu Vairagya. So this is the stage where Virakti. Now, for somebody who is in the stage of Shraddha, Shraddha is the first step, please remember. The Shraddha is the first step. Where is my pen gone? It's the first step. And prema is the ninth step. And in between these are the different steps are there. So in Shraddha also there is prema to a small degree. And because this prema is there, that's why, there is bhakti in one sense. But that bhakti is, not prema bhakti. It is, it's in the beginning stages. It's in the beginning stages. That we should remember very clearly. We have to understand. Now, what point Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is trying to make here, that we have to clearly understand, that within sadhana bhakti also there is prema, So there is within sadhana bhakti, there is Vaidhi bhakti and there is Raganuga bhakti. Okay. And these are like two leaves, this is one leaf. This is one leaf only because the upper portion is Vaidhi and the lower portion is Raganuga. And one leaf is called as uh, Kleshagni, the other leaf is called as Shubhada. So there are these two leaves, and both are equally capable of, destroying distress and bestowing auspiciousness. Both you have to. But their appearance might, be a different taratamyena. That's the point. And to quote that, to prove that, I'm just taking another slide. To quote that, he's making a point here. He's quoting Bhakti Pareshanubhava. So we know that now, that there is a Bhakti Lata and there is a creeper which has come out, and this is one leaf and this is the second leaf. The creeper is going to grow. Now you can see here one leaf is smaller in size. Suppose we take this as Kleshagni. And the second leaf is bigger in size. This we take as Shubhada. Now, as one practices sadhana bhakti, from Shraddha to, he's now in Sadhu Sangha, now he's in Bhajan Kriya and Anarth Nivriti. This creeper is going to grow. And this leaf is also going to grow. Maybe, the Shubhada, this leaf is going to grow bigger. The more Kleshagni is going to happen. So this might be maybe in Bhajan Kriya, this might be in Anarth Nivritti, this is Bhajan Kriya. This size of the leaf might be in Anarth Nivritti. This might be the size of leaf in Nishta. So this is the point. And maybe one is growing bigger in size, one is growing smaller. And later on, at a certain point, this will also grow bigger like that. So there is Taratamena, and he gives this example of, Bhakti, Para, Isha, Anubhava, and then Virakti. These three things, are compared to what? I had here, this is prema, this is realization. Gyan we are having, but Vigyan, this is detachment. So gradually these three manifest, just like, I'm writing here, Tushti, and this is Pushti, and Shuddha. Shuddha. Shuddha means hunger. Tushti is satisfaction. Satisfaction. And Pushti is nourishment. Nourishment. And then there is mitigation of hunger. Of hunger. Now, when you eat a morsel of food, one handful of food, a handful. Now, all these three simultaneously happen. Tushti, Pushti, Shuddhapayana. But not only that, all three happen, not with every morsel, but with every grain. With every grain it is happening. That's the point here. With every grain it is happening. So it is very difficult, every grain one is consuming with every act of bhakti, subtle, all these things are happening. Kleshagni, Shubhada is happening. And that's why there is Taratamina, the way it grows, Kleshagni might be happening more, and Shubhada, might be gradually happening. So there can be this difference. That's a point which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is making. Iti ukta prakarena yugapat api pravritti. This verse confirms the simultaneous appearance of the two leaves, Kleshagni and Shubhana, on the vine of division, as described. Although the two leaves appear simultaneously, there is a difference in the process of subtle destruction of distress and appearance of offspring. There is a difference in the process of how much Kleshagni has happened and how much Shubhada has happened. This difference is due to the appearance of greater or lesser qualities of the two symptoms. So there is, the one leaf might be a little bigger, one leaf is smaller, and there is gradual, with the practice of sadhana bhakti, these leaves are gradually growing. Being very subtle, cha ati sukshmo durlakshopi tat tat karya darshana lingena sudibir avasiyate. Being very subtle, ati sukshma, it is difficult to see. Durlakshopi, but learned scholars have ascertained this fact by observing the process of appearance of the two qualities. From the appearance of these two qualities, we can understand that. So that's the point being mentioned here. Okay, so any questions, any clarifications about this, what we had? And most important, as I mentioned, that although the upper portion of the leaf in our experience is soft, the lower is rough, but Vishwanath Chakravarti is saying upper is, soft because of, and that is called as Raganuga sadhana, Ragna namno. The lower is rough, Vaidi, but simultaneously, uh, it's not that one who takes up to sadhana bhakti starts practicing Raganuga sadhana. With the anarth nivritti happening and one reaches Rishta, and we saw Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur both very clear that Raganuga sadhana begins with Ruchi. So with the sadhana bhakti from anarth nivritti going on to this at least Nishta, at the end of anarth nivritti you can say Nishta, you can say, or Ruchi, as Jiva Goswami says. These one begins Raganuga sadhana in one sense, because there is affectionate relationship with Krishna, and then actually begins his Raganuga sadhana. So we cannot say that in the beginning only when he's practicing Raganuga sadhana, but there is this leaf and there is a potential. But also one should know that even in our sadhana stage, we have certain attraction to the beautiful deities of Radha Shyam Sundar or Radha Gopinath or Radha Madhav. We have a certain kind of raga. We have attraction to come and attend Mangal Arti. We have attraction to hear Bhagavatam, but still it is not intensified. That's not the stage of ruchi, that we have that taste that we are, although we are hearing Bhagavatam, we might go to sleep, or we get distracted with so many other things, But in a Raganuga sadhaka, this is not there. He has got intense taste, and his mind gets absorbed when he's hearing katha. So all that is there. So that's why um, we can say that with the Vaidhi sadhana practice, then Radhana sadhana practice begins. So that's also an important point we should know. Yes, Bir Krish Prabhuji, what's your question? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandapana.
Yeah.
Prabhu, this Taratamyan,
Yeah.
it refers to, a degree of qualities being manifested in sequence that way.
Yeah, the degree of qualities will manifest means how big is the leaf.
Right.
The bigger the size of the leaf, more the qualities are manifesting. In the beginning also there is a quality, but to what degree that is really a matter, we take up to bhakti and compassion, in the form of not eating meat, is there. And that's why we start following these regulative principles. But seeing the jivas suffering and, you start crying out of compassion and, you want to give them bhakti. And the real suffering is because, he's not connected to Krishna. Seeing that jiva daya, that is a very high level of compassion, right? So that with the practice of sadhana bhakti, that degree goes to a higher degree. That's the point. Are you able to understand this point?
Yes, bro. And bro, can be looked at this way also, Tartam in gradual way? Can we take this way also?
Yeah, that's what Taratama means gradual. It's
Mhm.
gradual development. You all have experience when you see a creeper, the leaf is growing. First day, it's very small. Second day, it grows little. Third day, little more big. Fourth day, like that, it becomes bigger and bigger according to its capacity, how big the size of the leaf. So with the passing of the days, the leaf size goes on increasing. So similarly, with the practice of sadhana bhakti, Shuddha sadhana bhakti, please remember here, there's a gradual, unfurling of this leaf, unfolding of this leaf and these qualities. And again, the leaf might be, one leaf might be of a smaller size, one of a bigger size. That also can happen. It is only the Sudhibhir, those who are very expert, who can subtly, find out these, and they can understand at what stage, somebody is in. They can understand that. That's a point also being made.
And bro, one more thing. This uh, outer leaf and inner leaves. I mean, Raganuga and this Sadhana Bhakti. So, bro,
Raganuga and Vaidi.
Raganu and Vedi, yes. Yes. So, this Raganuga, it is, it is only applicable for those who are practicing Gaudiya, or it is for, those who are out of Gaudiya, for them also it
It's
is.
only, Vishwanath Chagar Thakur is in the line of Rupa Goswami, and he's commenting on Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu verses where Rupa Goswami has quoted the definition of Uttama Bhakti, which ultimately will lead to Vraj Bhakti, that is in one of the four rasas. So it's definitely referring to, because those who are not practicing based on this Vraj Bhakti, then they will practice Vaidi Bhakti, they will attain Vaidi Bhav and then Vaidi Prem. Whereas in the Gaudiya line, it is Vaidi Bhakti, then Raganuga Bhakti, and then Bhava Bhakti, and then Prema Bhakti in Vrindavan.
Right, right. Thank you very much.
Any other questions, clarifications anyone else has? Okay, so we'll stop here because the next one is a long discussion and I don't want to start it halfway. Very, very important discussion about the first stage in Bhakti, that is Shraddha. What is this Shraddha? Tomorrow we'll begin that discussion. Thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Sri Madhurya Kadambini ki jai. Hare Krishna.